By the time the jungle realized something was wrong, it was already too late. Friends no longer trusted each other. Leaders doubted their own instincts. And fear moved faster than any predator ever could. The strange part, no one had been attacked, no venom had been used. The most dangerous force in the jungle wasn't killing bodies, it was controlling minds. This is the story of Saira, a young snake who discovered that the deadliest weapon isn't venom, it's influence. Saira coiled on her favorite branch overlooking the waterhole, watching the daily theater of jungle politics unfold below. She was young, barely 3 years old, but her mind was sharp in ways that had nothing to do with age. The jungle's power structure was brutally simple, or so everyone believed. The strongest ruled, the fastest survived, the most venomous commanded respect. It was a hierarchy written in muscle and fang, in claw and speed. But Saira saw something different. She saw the patterns beneath the patterns, the invisible threads that actually controlled behavior. She understood that physical strength was temporary, age would steal it eventually. But influence could grow indefinitely if you knew how to cultivate it. She watched as Brutus, the alpha monkey, maintained his position through constant displays of aggression. He'd beat his chest, roar challenges, occasionally fight younger males who dared question him. It was exhausting, Saira thought. All that energy spent proving dominance day after day, knowing that eventually a stronger, younger monkey would come along. How much simpler to make Brutus believe his reign was your idea, to whisper in the right ears, to position yourself as the voice behind the throne, to rule without the burden of being seen as the ruler. Other snakes her age were focused on perfecting their strikes, measuring their venom potency, competing over who could swallow the largest prey. Tarek, the eldest snake in the territory and something of a mentor to the younger generation, taught traditional values, honor in the hunt, respect for the balance, using power only when necessary. Saira had listened to those lessons with polite attention while thinking, how quaint, how limited, how weak. Her opportunity came through the mice. They were numerous, anxious, and perpetually at the bottom of the food chain. Every creature preyed on them, and they lived in constant fear of being someone's next meal. Saira approached a particularly nervous mouse named Pip at the water's edge one evening. Her voice was gentle, concerned even. She observed that life must be terrifying for someone so small, so vulnerable, that it seemed unfair how the stronger animals took what they wanted without consequence. That if only the smaller creatures had someone looking out for them, someone with the intelligence to protect them. Pip listened with desperate hope. No predator had ever spoken to him like this, with what seemed like genuine sympathy. Saira continued carefully. She wasn't like other snakes, she explained. She believed in a different kind of jungle, one where intelligence mattered more than size, where the clever could thrive regardless of physical strength. She'd noticed how organized the mice were, how good at gathering information. With the right guidance, they could become invaluable. All she asked in return for her protection was simple: information. Who was hunting where? Which predators were planning what? Small details that would help her keep her smaller friends safe. Pip agreed immediately, pathetically grateful for this unexpected ally, and just like that, Saira had her first agent. Over the following weeks, Saira expanded her operation with surgical precision. She approached the rabbits with a different pitch, emphasizing how their speed and numbers made them powerful if only they organized. She found the younger birds, who felt overlooked by their elders, planting seeds about how the old ways were, holding them back. To each group, she offered something they desperately wanted: recognition, protection, a sense of purpose. And from each, she extracted something valuable: loyalty, information, favors that seemed small but accumulated into significant influence. The beauty of her system was its invisibility. No one realized they were being manipulated because Saira never demanded anything that felt like manipulation. She framed every request as mutual benefit, every favor as friendship. She was always helping, always concerned, always on your side. She learned which monkeys were dissatisfied with Brutus's leadership and began carefully nurturing their resentment. Not overtly, she never criticized the alpha directly, Instead, she'd ask innocent questions that highlighted his failings. Wasn't it interesting how Brutus always ate first, but contributed least to territory defense? Strange how he took credit for successful foraging that others had found. Curious how he punished minor offenses harshly, but excused his own friends for major violations. The doubts she planted grew organically, spreading through conversation and observation. The monkeys began questioning things they'd previously accepted, seeing patterns they'd previously ignored. And through it all, Saira positioned herself as a neutral observer, a sympathetic ear, someone who just wanted to understand the jungle better. Tarek found her on her observation branch one evening, his ancient scales catching the sunset light. He'd been watching her, he said, and he understood what she was doing even if others didn't. Saira maintained her innocent expression, asking what he meant. Tarek wasn't fooled. He'd lived too long, seen too many variations of power plays. He explained that manipulation was like venom, effective in small doses, but ultimately poisonous to the user. That building influence through deception created structures that would eventually collapse, taking the architect down with them. Saira listened with apparent respect, while internally dismissing his concerns as the fearful perspective of someone whose time had passed. Tarek was old, she thought. He'd grown weak, had lost his edge, no longer understood how power really worked in the modern jungle. She thanked him for his concern and promised to be careful, the perfect image of a respectful younger snake, heeding her elder's wisdom. But as Tarek slithered away, Saira felt no intention of changing course. If anything, his warning excited her. It meant her influence was growing visible enough to threaten the established order. It meant she was succeeding. She looked out over the waterhole, seeing not a collection of animals, but a complex system of relationships and leverage points. Seeing a game board where she was becoming the most important player, the thought thrilled her. True power wasn't about being the strongest. It was about making everyone else believe you were on their side while they unknowingly served your interests. She couldn't see yet that the foundation she was building rested on sand. That fear dressed up as friendship was still fear. That control disguised as cooperation was still control. Those lessons would come. But first, she would have to watch everything she'd built turn toxic. 3 months into her campaign, Saira's influence had grown beyond anything she'd planned. Her information network gave her advanced knowledge of nearly everything happening in the territory. Conflicts before they escalated, resources before they were discovered, plans before they were executed. With that knowledge came leverage. When monkeys struggled with a territorial dispute, Saira quietly supplied intelligence gathered by birds. When rabbits needed to know which areas were safe, the mice provided predator movement details, all flowing through her. She solved problems she'd subtly shaped, earning gratitude for stability only she could provide. The smaller animals began to see her not just as helpful, but essential. And slowly, without her noticing, gratitude became dependence. Animals sought Saira's counsel constantly. They repeated her ideas as their own. They waited for her approval before acting. But something had changed. They weren't just listening, they were afraid of displeasing her, afraid of being cut off from protection, afraid of becoming isolated from the network she controlled. Saira mistook that fear for respect. Under a full moon, Tarek asked for a private conversation. This time, his tone wasn't advisory. It was urgent. He told her elders across species had noticed the same pattern. Long-standing relationships were unraveling, replaced by a system where stability depended on one central figure. Saira, she responded calmly. Was helping others wrong? Was cooperation a threat? Tarek agreed that helping was noble, but her help always came with invisible strings. Obligations, dependencies, quiet debts that made others weaker, not stronger. The mice now refused to forage without her clearance. Young birds no longer trusted their judgment. Monkeys spent more time navigating political anxiety than surviving. "You're not creating cooperation," Tarek said. "You're creating addiction." When Saira accused him of clinging to outdated traditions, Tarek replied evenly, "Leadership makes others capable. Power makes them dependent. You're confusing the two." Then his final warning: structures built on fear always collapse, and they destroy everyone standing on them. Pip, the mouse who'd been Saira's first recruit, approached her nervously. "Some mice were struggling," he said. The information work was exhausting. Survival was becoming harder, not easier. Saira responded with controlled hurt, reminded him of every rescue, every predator avoided, asked quietly how long mice would survive without her guidance. Pip apologized immediately, but the fear in his eyes lingered, and Saira felt a flash of satisfaction at it. Obedience replaced enthusiasm, compliance replaced loyalty. When a young rabbit named Kira was killed by a hawk, grief turned into suspicion. Kira had been sent to a foraging area cleared as safe by Saira's network, and she'd also been one of the few who questioned Saira's control. No one accused her directly, they didn't need to. The implication alone revealed the truth Saira couldn't ignore. She had become someone others believed capable of quiet destruction. That night, alone on her branch, doubt finally broke through. Tarek came to her the next morning, and this time his demeanor was different. Not angry or warning, but deeply sad. He looked at her with something that hurt worse than any criticism: disappointment. He told her about conversations he'd had over the past weeks with various animals, about how the mice were developing stress-related illnesses from the constant intelligence gathering, about how the birds were fighting among themselves for her approval, their natural cooperative instincts corrupted by competition for status in her hierarchy, about how the monkeys had become so paranoid about internal betrayal that they'd stopped functioning as a cohesive troop. He painted a picture of a jungle where traditional relationships of mutual respect had been replaced by a web of obligations, fears, and dependencies, all centered on one snake who believed she was helping. Saira tried to defend herself, listing all the good she'd done, all the problems she'd solved, all the animals she'd protected. But even as she spoke, the words felt hollow. Tarek asked her a simple question: if she released everyone from their obligations tomorrow, if she dissolved her information networks and removed her protective presence, how many would stay with her by choice rather than fear? The silence that followed contained her answer. He continued gently but firmly. True leadership, he explained, wasn't about being indispensable. It was about making others capable. Not about centralizing power but distributing it. Not about being needed, but about enabling others to need you less. Saira had built a system where her presence was required for basic functioning, where animals had forgotten how to solve problems without consulting her first. She'd disabled their natural instincts by replacing them with dependency on her intelligence, and in doing so, she'd made herself not a leader, but a parasite, one that the jungle was beginning to recognize as a threat to its health. Later that day, Saira returned to her observation branch, the place where she'd first conceived her grand design. But this time she saw the waterhole differently. She watched Brutus leading a foraging expedition, his leadership no longer appearing as crude dominance, but as a clear, if imperfect, system that everyone understood. She saw the mice working together, using instincts honed over generations, occasionally making mistakes but learning from them, developing resilience. She saw the natural balance she'd dismissed as primitive, creatures cooperating not because someone was orchestrating their behavior, but because evolution had selected for cooperation as a survival strategy. And she saw what she'd done, taken that organic system and replaced it with an artificial structure that looked more sophisticated but was fundamentally more fragile. Like replacing a tree's roots with chains, it might appear more organized, but the tree would die. Pip approached her that evening, his small body trembling. He'd come to apologize, he said, for the accusations others had made. But his apology felt perfunctory, forced, something he felt obligated to do rather than wanted to do. Saira asked him directly, "Are you here because you want to be, or because you're afraid not to be?" The question hung between them. Pip's silence was louder than any answer. Finally, Saira released him, told him he didn't owe her anything, didn't need to report anything, didn't have to attend any gatherings or fulfill any obligations. She expected him to be relieved. Instead, Pip looked confused, almost panicked. He'd become so dependent on her structure that freedom felt like abandonment. He asked what he was supposed to do now, how he was supposed to survive without her guidance. And Saira realized the full horror of what she'd created. Animals so conditioned to depend on her that they'd lost confidence in their own abilities to live. The decision to dismantle everything she'd built was simultaneously the easiest and hardest choice Saira ever made. Easy because she finally understood it needed to happen. Hard because it meant admitting her entire approach had been fundamentally wrong. She called a gathering at the waterhole, expecting resistance or anger. Instead, she found animals who looked exhausted, tired of the constant political maneuvering, the information obligations, the anxiety of maintaining her favor. Her speech was simple and direct. She apologized for what she'd done, acknowledged that she'd confused control with leadership, admitted that she'd made everyone weaker in the name of making them safer. She dissolved all obligations, released everyone from all networks and agreements, and stepped back from the position of influence she'd constructed. The reactions varied. Some animals were relieved, others were angry, feeling they'd been used. A few expressed confusion, having genuinely believed in her vision of a more organized jungle. But one response surprised her most. Several animals thanked her, not for building the system, but for having the courage to tear it down, for admitting the mistake rather than doubling down, for choosing to release power rather than clinging to it. Brutus approached her afterward, his massive frame somehow less threatening than she'd always perceived. He asked why she'd done it, why surrender influence most creatures would kill to possess. Saira's answer was honest. Because influence built on deception and fear wasn't worth possessing. Because she'd rather be a nobody who slept well than a somebody who couldn't look at her reflection without shame. Brutus studied her for a long moment, then said something that changed her perception of him entirely. He admitted his leadership wasn't perfect, that he'd made mistakes, that he sometimes ruled through intimidation when cooperation would work better. But at least everyone knew where they stood with him. At least the relationships were honest, even if they were sometimes harsh. There was wisdom in that transparency, Saira realized, in the clarity of open power rather than hidden manipulation. Rebuilding took months. The jungle had to rediscover its natural balance. Animals had to relearn instincts they'd suppressed. Relationships had to heal from the manipulations that had poisoned them. Saira's role changed completely. She became something closer to what Tarek had always been, an advisor when asked, a helper when needed, but never a controller. When mice came to her for guidance, she helped them develop their own problem-solving skills rather than providing ready-made solutions. She used her intelligence for genuine service rather than power accumulation, spotted dangers and shared warnings without requiring anything in return, offered perspectives without insisting they be followed, created value without demanding ownership of the results. It was harder than ruling through manipulation. It required patience she hadn't needed before, humility she'd actively avoided, and the acceptance that she couldn't control outcomes. But it was also lighter. She slept better, felt cleaner, experienced a satisfaction that her previous power games had never provided. The relationship with Tarek deepened into genuine friendship. He shared stories of his own youth, his own mistakes with power, his own journey toward understanding that true strength was knowing when to let go rather than hold on. Pip became one of her closest allies, the mouse's natural intelligence flourishing once freed from the anxiety of constant surveillance and reporting. They developed an actual friendship rather than the hierarchical obligation that had defined their earlier relationship. The jungle didn't become perfect. Nature doesn't work that way. Conflict still occurred, animals still competed for resources, predators still hunted prey. But the relationships were honest. The hierarchies were transparent. The power structures were organic rather than manufactured. And Saira learned that her deadliest weapon, the sharp mind that could manipulate, deceive, and control, became her greatest gift when she chose to use it for empowerment rather than dominance. She still coiled on her observation branch, still watched the waterhole, still analyzed the complex social dynamics playing out below. But now she watched with appreciation rather than calculation, with the goal of understanding rather than exploiting, with the wisdom that true leadership meant making yourself unnecessary rather than indispensable. The jungle had taught her that venom kills individuals, but manipulation kills communities. That fear-based power is the most fragile kind. That influence gained through deception is always temporary, but trust earned through genuine care can last generations. As the sun set and the nocturnal creatures began emerging, Saira released a satisfied hiss, not of conquest or control, but of belonging. She was part of the jungle again, not a puppet master above it, a contributor rather than a controller, a member rather than a ruler. And in that humbler role, she found something her grand manipulations had never provided: peace. The snake's deadliest weapon wasn't its venom, it was its mind. But deadliness depended entirely on how that weapon was wielded, whether for corruption or for healing, whether to enslave or to empower, whether to diminish others or to help them grow. Saira had chosen healing, and in making that choice, she'd discovered that the most powerful version of herself was the one that served rather than ruled. If this story resonated with you, support the channel by liking and subscribing. Stories like this take time and care to create. And tell us in the comments, where do you see power used wisely and where do you see it abused? Your perspective matters. See you in the next story.